What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Let's Talk Jets Radio. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's TRAUCH21. We want to thank everybody that interacted with us throughout the draft process. The Jets draft was crazy, and we had so much fun discussing it. So we want to thank everybody that's been following, subscribing, and everything else. Feedback is always welcome. Fire it away, and we'll respond back as best we can. This video is about the New York Jets offensive line following the draft. Heading into free agency, we had a lot of expectations, and the mandate was we need to significantly upgrade the offensive line to protect Sam Darnold and to get the running game going. We had a lot of expectations. There was a lot of mentions of Conklin and Thuney and trade for Trent Williams and do all these different things. And if we were being honest, a lot of it didn't work out the way we planned in terms of the big names. But if you look at the value and the players added, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, Mekhi Becton is the big name, the left tackle they drafted, a mammoth of a guy, very good against the run, has some work to do against the pass. But the goal for Joe Douglas is to get building blocks for this foreseeable future. Like you want to have a better line this year, but you want to have a better line for the next 5-6 years together. That's how you want to build your young nucleus. So now you have your left tackle, and like I said, a huge, enormous dude. He can maul guys. He's going to take some time to develop, especially against the pass. But there you have your left tackle. Obviously, Fant wasn't a guy we felt comfortable with. Now you have, Becton, and then you feel okay. Center, which has always been a huge concern, is your anchor of your offensive line. You have Connor McGovern. So now you think about it, you could have, in theory, 2/5 of your offensive line somewhat addressed. Connor McGovern, arguably one of the top free agents at the center position. You have Jonathan Harrison backing him up, which is always good. But the other thing you look at from your interior linemen is that you have a lot of flexibility. And Joe Douglas was all about athletic linemen, versatile linemen. Like, you could play guard, you could play tackle, you can move a lot of guys around, which gives you a lot of depth. McGovern can move to guard if he wants to, tackles, you have a lot of flexibility there. So obviously then you look at, who are going to be your guards. So say if you have Becton, you can do Alex Lewis there, which will help. He played well last year. He battled some injuries. On the right side, Brian Winters is still on the team. Brian Winters is an interesting guy because the Jets seem to like him, but he can't stay healthy and he makes a lot of money. So how do you handle him? Can he pass the physical? Do you keep him for depth? Or do you wait till all these other guys pass their physicals too? Which is kind of the unknown right now. Like, we signed a lot of players, but you don't know really where they are until they actually get into the facility, start working out, and show you what they're capable of. You have Chuma Adoga. You have a lot of moving parts here. With Cameron Clark, I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Connor McDermott too. So you have all these moving parts. You have a lot of flexibility. You have a lot of versatility. And then the best five play. And that's what Joe Douglas has been pretty much saying. Adam Gase has pretty much been saying, which, listen, we don't know who our starting lineup is. Obviously, Becton's going to probably start at left tackle and McGovern at center. But what if McGovern's playing really well at guard and you want to put Jonathan Harrison at center? I think they have a lot of flexibility here. And I think there's a lot of pressure on Frank Pollock to coach them up, a lot of pressure on Adam Gase to coach them up. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest challenges is, we honestly don't know what we have with the offensive line. You have names. You have guys you believe in. Some are journeymen. Some have battled injuries. Some have potential, low ceiling, high ceiling guys, whatever you want to say. But we don't really know what they are. So first, as a player, if they haven't started 16 games for 4 or 5 years, you don't really know what they are. Second thing is their health-wise, can they stay healthy? And the last piece is how they gel together. And to me, that's probably the biggest story of this offseason now is, mini camps and OTAs are going to be delayed. We've talked about that. But once they actually get on the field, right now they're doing all their virtual stuff, which is cool. But when they get on the field, how quickly as a unit can they gel, develop that bond and clean up their communication issues? And usually that happens during training camp. And this is the most important thing now is because you don't want to go into the season week 1 with guys blowing assignments, being lost, being dazed, confused, the same way we saw last year. So in terms of the talent upgrade, obviously there's more talent. I mean, obviously Becton and McGovern, you could focus on that. The other guys, you could say, Alex Lewis played with the Jets last year. Brian Winters didn't. But you could say, yes, there's an upgrade in talent. But what will that translate? What it means? We don't really know. You could feel encouraged by it. You have to have faith in Joe Douglas saying, listen, this guy knows offensive linemen. He clearly knows what he's looking for. And let it all play out. But the premium goes on coaching now, where it's like, all right, we got to figure out, can we get these guys all on the same page? Who's the best 5? Who are the best 5 backups? And if we don't have the guys we want, who can we pick up? Like, there's still other guys out there. People have mentioned Jason Peters and Calvin Beachum as of this video. I mean, I haven't watched Twitter for the last couple of days, but, if you have to sign other guys, go for it. The more the merrier. Get the 8 or 9 best linemen you can, mold them together as your unit, and move on. So for me, it's encouraging. You got to stay positive. And if this unit could even start out being strong against the run, that's already better than last year, because we couldn't run the ball at all last year, whether it was Bell, Powell, whoever else. And you're playing so much better teams this year that you have to. You can't be one-dimensional. You can't let teams stack the box and beat up Sam. So even if they can establish the run, that's better than last year. Then if you can get the passing game going and protecting Sam, which is, a huge part of this offense, even better. So we'll see what happens. It's hard to not be encouraged. I mean, the analysis and over-analysis of who could have been picked and who wasn't picked and this and that, listen, it's done. These are our guys, and now you got to find out who's the best ones, who's going to play, and can they all stay healthy, which is a huge, huge issue for some of these players. But, with all this time off and, maybe it helps some of these guys. Who knows? So thanks for watching. Hope it made any sense. I kind of rambled and lost my point a couple times, but TRAUCH21 on Twitter, and talk to you next time.